I've just accomplished my dream of going on an early winter walk. I just love early mornings. There are very few people outside because it's a day off and everybody wants to sleep in. And I used to think that I hated waking up early, but then I realized I just hated capitalism. And now I think I can consider myself a morning person. And if you think that you hate waking up early, you probably hate capitalism. If you think you hate your job, you probably hate capitalism. At least this is what I discovered. I don't hate my job and I don't hate waking up in the morning. I hate the violence that I have to subject myself to survive. And that is the violence that has been systematized. So we call it systemic violence for that reason. And this is what many people think is the order of things, but it doesn't have to be such. So I want everyone to realize that they hate capitalism. They don't hate working. They don't hate waking up early in the morning. They hate capitalism. Let's dismantle this motherfucker. The only thing that's missing is a cup of coffee. I wouldn't mind having a hot cup of coffee here. Many people think that if we start building communism, there is not going to be any joys in life. And you know what you're mistaking communism for? Puritanism. This is who thinks that enjoying things is sinful. It is definitely not a communist notion to deny oneself pleasures. It was just that, for example, in the Soviet Union, we were at a state of war for a long chunk of the existence of the state, and we had to rebuild the country from basically ruins after the Civil War and after the Second World War. So the notion that we had to deny ourselves everything because communism told us such is completely ridiculous. And instead, we need to study the material circumstances, and we will see clearly that we couldn't afford, quote unquote, or we couldn't provide the people with some necessities due to the actual reasons, not because people hoarded them and were like, ha ha ha, we're not going to give them to you, you stupid people. We, the party leaders now, are going to be the absolute monarchs of the region. So if you perceive the history of the Soviet Union in such a manner, I highly recommend you stop, because that's ignorant and I don't want to hear it and nobody wants to hear it, okay? So clearly, as you can see, I'm in a good mood, so I'm going to say it as it is. And this has actually been my goal for the past couple of months. I wanted to stop filming as if CIA is watching me, because even if they do, so what? What are they gonna do to me? Come to Kazakhstan and arrest me? Well, maybe, but I'm not going to filter myself as much, because I'm sick and tired of us just sitting idly waiting for someone to come and rescue us. My ancestors took it into their own hands and they overthrew the awful state, and they established their own that lifted millions upon millions of people out of poverty, that became the leading state in the entire world concerning human rights, and that has given birth to people like me, which I appreciate. So we need to get off our asses and actually start doing things, not just sit around pretty and be afraid of CIA.